Guys, I'm sorry. This is the first time this has ever happened to me. And I got hot here in the studio for some odd reason. And I don't know if it's because of the lovely lady that I have sitting back in the back waiting to come up. But ladies and gentlemen, I am hot. I'm like, can someone please turn a fan on in here? Blow on me like they did out in Ethiopia with the big old fans and stuff. But before I go further into this, as you come into, please like up. That helps out the algorithm. And also, I want to touch up an update in reference to the Julius Jones, as I spoke about that last night, ladies and gentlemen. The governor of Oklahoma did give him clemency. So, two thumbs up for the governor doing the right thing. We applaud you, Governor, for stepping up and doing what needed to be done so that Julius could have a second chance at regaining his freedom. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, dream like Martin, lead like Harriet, and there's more down below. But the lady that I have sitting back in the back, woo wee, she is phenomenal. She's been there, done that, and still doing it. But this time, she's doing it here in Charlotte, North Carolina. The lovely, the phenomenal. She's smiling at me in the background. I'm just looking at her. She's just cheesing it up, ladies and gentlemen. The lovely Ylonda Powell. If you have never heard of her, after tonight, you will want to experience some of the wonderful things that she's doing in Charlotte. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be bringing her up when we come back.
You are now tuned into Urban Voice Media.
As I said, ladies and gentlemen, in the intro, we'll be bringing up Ylonda. Before we bring it up, people, as you're coming in, please share, like, and if you're not a part of Urban Voice Media, please join us. But me being saying doing that, bringing up the lovely, the one and only Ylonda Powell. How you doing, Ylonda?
Oh, you're so nice. I love that. I'm doing good.
Hey, you deserve it. You deserve it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
After watching some of the works you've done and reading up on your massive, and I would say massive, I'm like, wow, I remember him. I remember them. And look at him. And when I say look at him, I'm a step on one, and that's Samuel Jackson. Uh-huh. I'm like, what? And really, I'm trying to pick out which one is you, which one is Ylonda, which one is it? Before I go there, let me ask you, any affiliation to Clifton Powell?
No, not that I know of, but no.
Okay. Ylonda, your journey started in New Haven, Connecticut.
Yes.
At what age did you know, hey, acting, the stage, that's what I want to do?
At the age of 8, I knew that I wanted to be an actress.
And that was in Connecticut, right?
Yep, I was born and raised in New Haven, Connecticut. And yes, I was at the movie Annie when Annie was out, the musical. My mom had took me and my godbrother to see that movie. And I remember in that movie theater, I looked at my mom and said, I could do that. I could do what she's doing. And that's why that's as far back as I can remember me wanting to be an actress.
So you was that confident. You said, hey, I can do that.
Yeah.
They should have me up there right now, not her. That's what you were saying at 8.
Basically.
Ylonda, you were that passionate to say, hey, I mastered this already, mama.
Yeah.
Put me up there.
Sure was. And my mom took heed and she started putting me in art schools. Yeah. So that's where it all started for me. That little movie is as far back as I can remember. That's when I wanted to act.
You know what? It's funny you say that. I want to take what was that? The late 70s, early 80s, early 80s.
Uh-huh.
A lot of hip hoppers of the 80s went through a lot of arts and performing arts schools to actually help master the craft in reference to hip hop era.
Yes.
Were you around any hip hoppers at that time that helped you master some of the things as at 8 to 10 to the teens to say, hey, you know what, this is really, really helping me boost myself?
Well, not any rappers or hip hop artist per se, not until I got a little older. Um, but I will say what influenced me was the acting schools that my mom had put me in at that point. And I had actually got that audition with Samuel Jackson through my middle school. So yeah, the program that they had there was very influential.
And I'm looking at that picture now. It says at the age of 11,
Uh-huh.
and your character was uh, who was your character in that play?
Maritha. I played Samuel Jackson's niece in that movie, in that film. I'm sorry, in that play.
Man, and Sam had to be in his what? Maybe
I really
early.
think he was either like in his, oh man, I think he was in his 30s. I believe maybe mid to late 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is before he blew up. Like this is before he, I remember a year later, I think it was either Coming to America or it was Jungle Fever. I can't remember which one he did first. But when we saw him, me and the other girl that played Maritha, because we alternated the roles, we came back to school. We was like, "Oh my God, did you see Sam? He's in a movie!" And then from there, he just blew up. Yeah.
Now, in the picture with the cast, is that you in the white dress?
Yes, that's me. I have the nightgown on, and the other girl played Maritha. She was an alternate. We alternated the role.
I'm seeing several people there's I've seen in movies, like the gentleman sitting beside to the left of Sam with their hat on.
You might be talking about Rocky Carroll.
No, Rocky is all the way to the other side.
Okay.
Wait a minute, is that Rocky?
Rocky Carroll, he played in Rock, the show Rock. Yes.
Now, who his dad?
And his dad, Carl Gordon, the late Carl Gordon, he was in the play as well. He was played on Rock too.
Oh wow, wow! So
Yeah.
you surrounded at an early age around the greatest of the greats.
Yeah, and I didn't even know what I had before me. And the other thing is that cast right there is the original cast of Piano Lessons. So any Piano Lessons book that you see or get, you're going to see that cast, you're going to see my name. And I didn't even know that until one person from church had contacted me. They were doing in college, they were doing something with the play, and they were like, "Do you know your name is in this book?" And I'm like, "No, I was an adult by that time." I was like, "What are you talking about?" And they were like, "This is the original cast." And I said, "Let me see." I took it. I said, "Wow, that's awesome." So yeah, I didn't know what I was a part of at the time. Very historical.
Did you guys do a reunion any before um the Rock's dad? I can't remember his name. Died.
No, I haven't.
Wow.
The only time I actually ran into Sam Jackson when he was shooting Shaft in New York. I was going to an audition, and I remember getting lost. I think I was like at one of the ends of Manhattan, and got lost. And that's when they had pay phones. I got on the pay phone to call my agent, and I heard somebody say, "Hey, Mr. Jackson." I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, so I turned around thinking it was Michael. I slammed the phone down, and it was Samuel Jackson. And so I walked up to him. I said, "Do you remember me?" He was like, "You look real familiar." And I was like, "I played with Reef in Piano Lessons." And that was kind of one of his big breaks too. So of course he remembers it. And he said, "Oh my God, you grew up."
Exactly.
Yeah, so,
Well, damn, Sam.
yeah,
Come on now.
yeah. So that was like maybe 12, 13 years later afterwards.
Mhm.
But yeah, I have nothing but good memories of him. Like even during piano lessons, rehearsing, and I just have nothing but good things to say about him.
As I scroll down your page, you shook hands with D.L. Hewley,
Oh yeah. Yes. I
Jackie Harry.
uh-huh.
Now, did you do anything with with these guys, with the J.D. Lawrence and Christopher Williams and them?
No, I didn't do anything with them. I just had a contact that day from the news station back in New Haven, and she always looked out for me when people like that came to New Haven, and she was like, "Ylonda, come on down." Like I was, come on down to the studio, and I was like, "Well, how long are they gonna be there?" They're like, "You gotta come right now." So that pretty much was that. I just got a chance to meet them. I have talked to JD Lawrence a few times, via Facebook and everything like that. So, but they were all nice. Yeah.
Yolanda, you've been surrounded around Melvin Williams, Ryan Lawrence, Byron Cage,
Hmm.
Diedrich Hatton, Deborah Powell. Is that your mom?
That's my mom. Yep.
Your moms? Oh, her beautiful self. Go, moms.
Thank you.
Lovely. Just lovely. Bishop William Murphy.
Uh-huh.
The Waltz Group. Man, and of course, your angel. Rance Allen?
Yeah.
Tell me about that experience being around Rance.
Oh, Rance was such a nice guy. And when he came and he performed, he just rocked the park, man. That's part of back in New Haven, they do the Holla Back Gospel Awards, and he was a part of that. And I'm a part of that as well. I go back, to host the event, and I got a chance to meet him while he was backstage, and he was just chill. Like he was just chill. And yeah, so he was really cool.
So, with your acting career, do you also sing? Or was it just specific? Oh, okay. All right. So you stand to that one talent over there as far as on stage.
No, I remember one time my grandmother had me in the middle of church service. Okay, she's an evangelist. Yeah, my granddaughter, she sings. I said, Grandma, I don't sing. Yes, she sings. She can come up and I said, I am not getting up and singing. I said, Grandma, I act. I don't sing. So no, I don't try to mess around with singing. I sing in the choir when I used to, and I be in the second row. So that's as much as I'm gonna do.
You know what's weird, Ylonda? Back in the days, my mom, I don't know where she got this from, but she thought she was a music director. So she directed the McKenzie, the youth choir, and she always wanted her kids, of course, to shine and give us leading songs.
Yeah.
We didn't want to sing. We didn't want to sing.
Yeah.
Little did I know later on in life I would get into music, but I did not want to sing I guess because my mom forced it on me, something that I didn't want to do.
Oh,
But
wow.
so I feel you when Grandma tried to put you out front like that. I feel
Yeah,
you.
I was like, I ain't singing nothing. I'm not embarrassing myself.
I can act, Grandpa, but I don't want to
I
do
can
that.
act. I can also mime, but I don't do singing. I do write music. I do write lyrics. That's the most I'm gonna do. I do know a lot of musicians and producers. So I've been around producers, music studio, but I don't play instruments and anything like that. So I just enjoy being around musicians and hearing them create.
Go back to something you just stated. You said you do mime. Were you one of the first who actually did that in churches?
Yes, I would have to say that because especially in Connecticut, nobody was doing it when we started. The first time we did it, I was so nervous. I was like almost had butterflies. I was over the toilet and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. This is too different. And yeah, and then after we did it, so many people started doing it. And to this day, people said, I started miming because you and Tammy, that was my partner back then. You and Tammy started miming. Y'all influenced me. And so then all of a sudden, everybody started miming. But yeah, we were one of the first people to start miming in Connecticut, at least.
Which one came first, the praise dance or the miming?
I think the praise dance. Yes. The mime came when I was about maybe 19, 20 years old. I had did a lot of dancing in school, middle school, high school, and stuff like that. And then I did praise dancing in church. So yeah, mine came after the praise dance.
Because I see where it says that your gift actually captivated a lot of places. You stated earlier Connecticut, then Florida, Texas, South Carolina, route to the Carolinas, California. California?
Yeah.
I can see California. And the reason why, so much talent being on the streets.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I performed at actually a funeral out there, and then I did the Walter Hawkins and Edwin Hawkins. They're both passed away now, but they had a conference in Oakland, and I went over there with another group of musicians that I knew, and I just happened to go out there and mime. So yeah.
Those aren't the two brothers who did a lot of the choreography back in the days in movies, is it?
Actually, Walter Hawkins and Edwin Hawkins are gospel singers. Now I don't know if they did choreography, but I know they have been in gospel music for such a long time. So yeah, I love Walter Hawkins music.
Yeah. Now that you brought it, I remember them. You know who I'm thinking about? The two brothers who did the Lindy Hop back in the days. When you see them swinging and going around one another and everything in the old black and white movies.
I don't know.
Gosh, they was in the movie together. Was it Harlem Nights? They was in the movie together in Harlem Nights.
I don't know.
It was one of the last movies they was in the movie together. Gosh, I think it was that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was in Harlem Nights. But anyway, well, Well, I mean, that's a great thing, though. Now, are people still doing the mime in churches?
As far as I know, yeah, I don't see too much of it as like I used to. But every now and then, if I'm on social media, I'll see a mime, but not as much as I used to see it. So I'm not sure, but I would love to bring that craft back. I think it's creative. I think it's therapeutic, and I used to teach it in Connecticut when I had my school. So I love teaching mine.
Um, how many plays have you been in that you didn't write or produce?
Wow, that's going way back. I would say about 10 that I can think of
Hmm.
before I really started producing and directing myself. About maybe 10.
For people who feel, hey, I'm 8 years old. I'm 18. I'm 28. I'm 38. I'm 48. I'm 58. I can do what she's doing.
Hmm.
How easy is it? Do you feel it's easier at a younger age for the youth to grasp acting quicker than the older age?
I'll put it like this: seeing that I started out younger, and now that I'm 45, you have that drive when you're younger. You have that drive, like nothing's gonna stop me, nothing, I can take on the world. But as life throws different things at you, and you have kind of some stumbling blocks, you get discouraged, that may not happen as fast as you want it. I think that now I have uh the strength to not let people and distractions get in my way as much as I probably did when I was younger. I believe that my drive is just as good as it was back then, but I'm a lot more experienced, wiser, smarter, and tougher. You got to have tough skin, because a lot of times when you're younger, you can't take a lot of that. And that's why some of those people that are out there, the younger stars, they go crazy because they can't handle it.
Yeah,
So, uh,
and by you stating that, I see like the wrapping up of the Britney Spears drama. She
yes.
finally got herself back and not being controlled anymore. So I can understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So it comes with experience. I believe that when you're seasoned and you have the drive, then it's a lot. To me, I'm in a better place. Because like I told somebody just the other day, if things would have opened up for me about 10 years ago, 8 years ago, I don't think I would have been ready, because I was still chasing down lies. I was still approaching people. What you say, and you can't do you sometimes you just gotta let things roll off your back.
Hmm.
And I'm at that place now in my career where things just kind of roll off my back. I choose my battles. If it's not worth it, I ain't going after it. You want to lie, you want to be I don't know, I don't care, ain't got nothing to do with that. But I have my drive. So yeah, right now I'm in a good place when it comes to that.
Okay. You stated you've been in at least 10 plays that someone else wrote and produced.
Uh-huh.
How many plays have you written and produced and directed?
Oh, I have stuck and going to cry. I think between the churches that I went to and through my own company, I would say about 8 of them.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Now, do you find now when you say churches, are these plays that was performed at the church or a theater?
No, they were performed at the church. That's actually where I started.
Hmm.
And when I was like 18 years old, I started going to Prayer Tabernacle with the late Bishop Moles. And I remember just going there as an actress. I mean, he asked me what I was into, and I said I'm an actress. That's it. Like, and then he would come up to me and be like, "Okay, I need a skit for Christmas." And I'm like, I don't write, like, so I didn't want to say no to my bishop. So I'm like, okay, I'll just roll a little 5-page skit. And then next time he's like, okay, I need a play for Easter. So then that's when I kind of just started getting into writing, producing. I didn't know where God was taking me with it. I was just being obedient to my pastor. And so all of a sudden I just started writing plays and stuff for the church. And then, people would just enjoy them, and they started coming out to see them. People that ain't been in church in months, they knew I was doing a play. They would just come out. So yeah.
I'm sure all of your work is a box office hit to you, but which can you say which play that you actually wrote? You can say, you know what, the audience made this play that box office hit for me.
I have to say my play Stuck. The one that the trailer that you saw, that one, it yeah, I get rave reviews about that all the time. And when you have a play where people come and see it, like if I'm doing 2 shows back to back or 3 shows, maybe a Friday and a Saturday or something like that, and somebody comes on a Friday and they come back the next day and bring 2, 3 other people with them, that speaks volumes. So I have to say that Stuck right now is that play. However, Big Boys Do Cry, we did that one time and then the pandemic shut it down. So that was I think that was a hit too. Because people were asking about it even that. They were like, well, when are you gonna do it again? I was like, well, the pandemic. Like, what do you want me to do? So but yeah, Stuck is that one right there.
For ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who have never seen Stuck, we do have a clip we'd like for you to see what she's actually stating when she made this play here, Stuck.
Introducing Ylonda Powell Medley's extraordinary hit stage play.
Who on the front porch or something? You think I'm gonna put my bike on anybody's front porch and I just got my tires back?
Meet Margaret.
Well, you know, I did hear you had to borrow money from the church to pay your rent. So
Wait a minute. You heard what?
ooh, you know,
She's fierce.
You're supposed to be protecting them. You don't even come over here and check up on these girls on a daily basis like you should. Maybe if you did, she wouldn't be in this situation. Wait a minute, hold on, stop.
And she loved her dysfunctional family.
You gotta go. Hey! What's the jacket? Just 100% leather. It's not 100.
Margaret, sometimes that bottle was all I had.
you're the only one going through something. Do you think you're the only one had to fight your way through something? Well, you're not, Mark.
Ylonda, as that was being played, I was watching you, and you were so. If I even say that, what year was this play? Origination of this play?
That particular show, that the trailer, that was in 2018, but we debuted it in 2010 in Connecticut.
Wow. 11 years later, you're still full of energy, smiling, just giving your actors, yes. I saw you in the background. I saw you. You were just full of just, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
When you going to bring it back?
Oh my God, you're like the 100th person that asked me. We're working on it for next late spring. I'm revamping some of the music in it. There's some other effects that I want to kind of put in there to make it like an all new Stuck. So yeah, I'm looking to do it by like next spring, maybe the summer, because I want to get everything ready for it. But I will say, out of everything that I worked on, films, TV, whatever, live theater is my favorite because I love when an audience is just amped. That I feed off of that.
There was another one, as you stated, I reviewed your plays, and there was another one titled Big Boys Do Cry.
Yep.
You would think, most plays from back in the early 2000s, Big Boys Don't Cry, blah, 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 blah. You would think of that title. You would never think Big Boys Do Cry.
Mm-hmm.
So in that play, were you showing the passionate side of men?
You know what? I actually was. And people ask me, especially guys, they're like, how did you write a play like that? You're not a guy. And I'm like, well, I have a dad. I have uncles. I was married. So it's like, I used to ask them, like, do y'all ever cry? Y'all don't never show no emotion. And they will all be like, yeah, we have our times. We just don't do it in front of people. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to write a play to give a shout out to our kings. That's pretty much what it is all about. At the end, the theme song is about, bringing out the king in you. And I wanted people to understand that it's okay for a man to cry and a woman needs to support that. That's pretty much what it is. So it's empowering for men. And I'm proud of that.
Have you had over 100 people asking for that play to come back also?
Yes. Let me tell you this. I have magnets on my car with Stuck and Big Boys Do Cry. And I'm going to say not one person ever asked about Stuck. It's always men most of the time, some women, but it's always men. I don't care if they're Caucasian, Hispanic, African-American. They're always like, what is that Big Boys Do Cry? What is that? And I tell them it's a stage play. So yeah, people been asking for it and inquiring, and they want to see it. So I'm getting that one together too. I got a busy year coming up next year.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to be listening out for the auditions to the big boys. Even though I'm not a big boy, I'm a grown little boy. But I'm going to be looking for the auditions of that one, and I'm gonna put my 2 cents down and see if I can get a role in that one.
All right, I'll be waiting for you.
Because I mean, it's I'm with you 100%. People do know that men cry. People do know that men have feelings, but it's not. I don't think it's taken for granted that we're just as passionate as a lady can be. We just don't show it the way ladies show it.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I can show on stage how passionate we are, oh yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it will not be no teardrops coming from the back of my neck, click to my eyes, dropping down. It's gonna be some real tears dropping down. And Ylonda gonna be like, LB, you did so great. I'm gonna up your check. Thank you, Ylonda. Thank you.
I love that play because the men that were actually in that production, it was like it was therapeutic. And I remember at one rehearsal, we had to just stop. And they just started, some of the guys just really started crying. They were like, man, this stuff is real. Like, this is stuff we go through, we don't talk about. And, that's how I knew that it was going to be something great. Because when a man can come out and just start telling and starting to, see how they're feeling, and I was like, is this realistic? And they were like, yes, like you are on point. And I was like, okay. So yeah, it's a really good play, and it does touch the heart of a lot of men and women. But I want women to see it too, because, when I say big boys do cry, I mean older guys, and guys go out and they trying to take care of their family, and they trying to work, and they got their own things going on, and they trying to be strong, and it's like sometimes they gotta have a breaking point, and if they break, then they consider to be weak, and that's not true. So I encourage, women to, really, let's hold down our men some more.
Exactly. We got a clip. We got a small clip on Big Boys Do Cry. Y'all check this out.
Here's $2. Go take the bus to your grandmother's house.
I had to leave, and she didn't care that it was getting dark outside. She did that because her husband, my so-called stepfather, disliked me with a passion. My mom just let me go and never really tried to have me come back to that house that was full of pure hell. Now that I'm all grown up, I find that big boys do cry.
Now, how did that play take off for you?
It was good. I mean, like any play anything that I do that's new, I get nervous. Like I still get nervous when I do stuff, you know what I mean? But anytime I do something brand new, I get nervous because you just don't know. But when I did it, people were like, oh my God, especially men. They were like, oh my God, this is good. More men need to see this play. It's empowering, it's inspiring. Because like I said, we talk about bringing the king out in a guy. It's not male bashing, and I don't want people to think that. But it's actually saying, unleash the king in you. You're great.
Quite naturally, you have your own production. And the name of your production is Ylonda Productions.
Ylonda Productions, yes.
How did you come up with that name?
Ooh, wouldn't you like to know? Okay, so I remember back in the day, my company was named JC Productions at one point. And so when I started trying to get a domain name, doing all that stuff, I was like, there's a lot of JC this and a JC that. So I knew I wanted something unique. And so I came up with the name Ylonda, which is JES, that stands for Jesus. And then ONDA is my name. So it's Jesus and Ylonda combined.
Awesome. Awesome. And all right, now you have your own with your production. You're not only just doing plays, you're also instructing as well, right? Teaching people how to act.
Yes, to be yes. I have a playwriting workshop actually coming up in 3 weeks where I'm going to be teaching the basics of writing a play and producing it. So that's coming up in 3 weeks, and then we'll be starting our acting workshops and stuff like that after the new year.
Now this picture here,
Uh-huh.
that right there, that speaks in volume. And what I'm seeing really is not the you in the red and blue jeans. What I'm seeing is the background, the fun, the excitement. That picture there just shows, hey, when you come here, this is what you're gonna have. You're gonna have
Yes.
some fun.
And that's basically what it is. Like, I'm a silly person, but I also, and people that know me and work with me know I don't play no games. I'm very top notch, and I want to start on time. I want y'all to be prepared when you come here. But once in a blue moon, we got to cut up a little bit. You know what I mean? We just act silly in rehearsal, and I think that's good. But yeah, that side right there is just another side to me. I love having fun and making people laugh, and people coming into my company, whether it's a meeting, workshop, rehearsal. I just want them to feel relaxed. I want them to feel that this is a peaceful place for them and fun.
In the early 2000s, there were plays coming to Charlotte like clockwork.
Uh-huh.
And there was no pandemic at that time. What happened to where the plays just faded away other than Tyler coming every so often?
You know what? That is a really good question. I wasn't in Charlotte at that point. But I had this conversation with my dad, a long time ago. And he thinks that it might be something like promoters, people just not supporting like they should. And promoters put out a lot of money to bring shows to certain cities. And if they're not getting the support that they need, then they ain't gonna bring it.
Right.
So
Right.
I talked to my dad about that a few years ago, but I think that can be kind of what the problem was.
Because there were several guys I was following very heavy back in the early 2000s that was running neck to neck with Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
And I wondered, what happened to these guys? They just stopped making plays. A couple of them actually followed Tyler's lead and got into film, making short films, and and I don't know if that kind of broke them because they didn't make it like Tyler did. Is that something that you're looking into also, is doing films?
Yeah, actually, we're working on. I just wrote a TV pilot called More Than Enough, and we're actually shooting it in January. So we're shooting 2 episodes to shop it around. So I'm embarking on TV shows, and then we're going to do a short film for Stuck right after we finish that project. So yeah, that's what I'm getting into next.
Well, I joined your fan club, and hopefully, I'll start seeing some information in reference to auditions, because I'm serious. LB, he's going to be in something that Miss Powell is producing.
Okay, I believe you. Put it out there.
He's going to be in something. Don't know what it is yet, ladies and gentlemen, but you're going to see my happy face in something she's doing. Whether I'll be smiling or crying, hey, you're going to love it.
Oh my God, you're too funny.
So you told us what expectations for 2022. Along with the project that you're going to be bringing back to Charlotte, will you be also taking that to other cities as well, or are you going to focus on Charlotte for the moment?
No, we're actually looking to take it out of Charlotte. The one that I do want to kind of still bring to Charlotte is Big Boys Do Cry. We have done Stuck in Charlotte about 5 times. We used to do it at the Duke Energy Theater. Mm-hmm. And we've been to Columbia already, Columbia, South Carolina, Rock Hill, South Carolina. So our next stop is probably going to be like Atlanta, Raleigh, and we want to hit, Florida. So starting the southeast part. And I know people that have been asking and saying, okay, when you get it back up, contact us in different states. They want to work to get it there.
Ylonda, I feel that America needs a play right now, especially with all that's going on. And especially the Big Boys Do Cry, with all the killings of us brothers, and they don't get to see that, this guy who got killed, he has a brother, and his brother might be home crying.
I know
his brother's missing his brother.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I feel America needs Big Boys Do Cry.
Yeah,
passionately, we need it.
I know, and it, like you just said, like they don't think about that. Like so many people I've known over the years have gotten shot and killed, and it's like I see the mothers, I see the sisters. I mean, I'm like, you didn't think about that when you were pulling that trigger to take this person out. Now this mother and this family are grieving over something real dumb. You get what I'm saying? And so they don't value life. And I want people to start valuing your life, value your life, and value other people's lives. I mean, you have no right to just take somebody's life like that. So yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, I see a lot of that grief going on. It's terrible. It's heartbreaking.
I don't know if I butchered the name. Is it the production company? Say the name of the production company again.
Jasonda.
Jasonda.
Yeah.
I don't know what I said earlier.
Everybody messes it up. And I don't say nothing. Some people call me Jasonda. I be like, yeah. I don't even correct them. So
ladies and gentlemen, www.jasondaproductions.com. You can contact the 980-288-8075 if you're interested in getting into stage, film, writing, producing, directing. Hit Miss Powell up. Maybe she can direct you to the pathway to that stardom where she is. Ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not joking. Ylonda has really been around, and I stopped when I was naming all the names she's been around. It just kept going on and on. And another one was, I think it was BB. Was it BB Winans?
CC Winans.
CC Winans. See, yeah. I mean, it just goes on and on and on as I'm scrolling down.
I met BB Winans a long time ago, but CC was the most recent. Mm-hmm. Actually, I met both of them a long time ago, but I ran into her at another event that I was at.
The legendary Dorothy Norwood. See, I ain't even finished. Uncle James Jazzy Jordan. See that? Y'all go to her site. www.jasonda. I'll let you say it, Ylonda.
Jasonda. Yes.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you: when people are coming, do you have them to do so they won't get tongue-tied a lot? Do you have them doing like muscle exercises, speech exercises, and stuff like that?
When they take the class, if they take a workshop or something like that, yes, I teach them techniques on how to act and breathe, and not you have to speak from your diaphragm, and we go through tongue twisters and all that stuff. But when I'm in rehearsal, I do some coaching when I'm in rehearsal, but I don't do the exercises. In the rehearsal.
I'm phenomenal with butchering a word. I'll butcher one in a heartbeat. I'll roll on though, like I ain't say nothing wrong. You be like, LB, let me go, Ylonda.
Well, that means, if that's the case, yes, I'll be like, okay, we're going to say this word 10 times in a row till you get it. Because you ain't going to mess up this word, especially if it's a word I need you to say.
I got it now, Miss Powell.
We're going to say this word 10 times.
Can I have my cupcake now? All right. In reference to your workshops, are the children are everybody with everyone, or you got them within groups so that maybe there's no peer pressure?
Yeah, no, I definitely do adults with adults and children with children, just because I do different things. Like the children, I like to play games with them. I like to get them riled up, you know what I mean? And get them all like excited. So when they start the exercises, they all ramped up, and that's like an icebreaker. With adults, we do different types of, they're not kids, so I'm not going to have them running around the room and getting all hyper. But with the adults, I do theater games with them, but it's more of adult styles. So yeah, I separate them.
Awesome. I enjoyed it, Ylonda. I feel like, I could just sit back and just talk to you all night long and just peel your brain back on some of the things you've seen with some of the people you've been around. Next week is Thanksgiving coming up.
Uh-huh.
Will you be going back home, or will you be in Charlotte for the holidays?
Nah, I'm staying in Charlotte. I've been back home twice in October, back to back, and I had enough. Yeah, so I'm staying in Charlotte. I might just stay home, and I'm not going nowhere.
Let me ask you a quick question. What made Charlotte home for you?
That's a funny thing, because I didn't want to move here. At the time I was married, and my husband, he wanted to move here because he's from North Carolina.
Okay.
And I was like, I ain't moving down there. I was giving them a hard time for like 2 years.
All them
And so,
trees.
yeah, I was like them dirt roads and pigs in the farm. That's what I remember as a kid. Taking that long ride, 12-hour ride to North Carolina. And staying on a farm. Houses 10 miles away from each other. And so this is how God works. So in January of 2015, I started seeing myself in Charlotte. Like I started visualizing every day. I was like in Charlotte, and I hadn't been down here in years. I didn't even know, I was like, why am I thinking about Charlotte? So I didn't want to say nothing to my husband at the time. And I was like, and then he came back to me in February. He was like, look, the job has an opening in Charlotte, and I know you don't want to go. And I was like, no. I said, I think it's time for us to go. And so we packed up, and within 3 months, we were out of Connecticut. So, Charlotte just became my home. Like I didn't know anybody here, didn't know where to go for anything. So I really love it. You cannot get me to move back to Connecticut now. I'm not moving back.
I don't know why, but earlier I should have asked this question earlier. But your first studio, your production studio, your company, did it originate here in Charlotte or back in Connecticut?
It originated in Connecticut. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so basically, you've been doing this for, as far as your production, for good, 15 years or more?
Yep, as my own. Yep, I started off doing talent showcases, and what I did was I had local talent come in, and then I invited industry professionals, and that was a hit too, because I had people from Bad Boy Entertainment, which is Puffy's record label, Verity Records, which was one of the top gospel labels out there, people from the local theaters that were internationally known. It was really nice. And so what I really loved about it was that some of those artists that they connected. So like you had a singer there that connected with a band that was there. And to this day, they still work together. So yeah, I love that part. That's how I started, was really doing talent showcases.
Wow. So it could be a chance that Puffy grabbed somebody from your spot to be in a video or something.
I ain't seen it, but if he did, good for that person.
Exactly, man. Oh, gosh. Give me my kickback, Puffy.
Right? My little finder's fee.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm glad you came to Charlotte, and you decided to stay and reside here in Charlotte, because now maybe I get to fulfill my dream of actually, I'll be honest with you, in the mid-90s, I was in several stage plays, and
Okay.
I feel you when the nervousness, once I was nervous until I got on stage.
Yeah.
And one of my characters, I was a class clown. And I'll never forget it. My name was Teddy. And this messed me up. I know I'm jumping all over the place. This messed me up. All right. I got out there and I killed the class clown scene and everything, and went backstage. Everybody applauded me. LB, it's fun. The crowd is just going erratic. Once the play was over with, I went to a barbershop and got my hair done, maybe 2-3 months later.
Uh-huh.
And in that play, I called myself, I was trying to be a drug dealer. And I had to forfeit, I had to put something up for collateral just in case if I decided I want to get out of the drug game, cartel. And I put my twin daughters up. Well, in order to get out, and I wanted out because something happened, they had to take my daughters.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at a barbershop, I'll never forget it. And the barber was cutting my hair. And the little kid came up to me and said, Teddy, did you ever get your kids back? And I'm like this. I'm in the chair cutting my hair. At the time, I didn't have no kids. I was 25 at the time.
Yeah.
I'm in the chair getting my hair cut. And the barber tapped me and said, yo, L, he talking about you in the play. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, baby.
That happens. That does happen.
Because I didn't think nothing else about it. My name wasn't Teddy. And to hear someone come up and ask me something like that, they took it for real.
Yeah, they do. They actually do. So yes, I've had people say, aren't you that lady that did that play when that lady got stuck on drugs? And I'm like, yeah. And and they just they remember. That's rewarding though, because they're paying attention and they remember.
And I mean, it from that point forward, that told me, you know what, dude, don't take this lightly. This is serious business.
Yeah.
Being on stage is being in movies, on stage, behind a camera, in front of people. It's serious. People are watching.
They are watching.
You don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
So do your best. Be your best.
That's right. You never know who's watching.
Mm-hmm. Ylonda, there has to be a part 2 to this interview. Has to be, because I want to go all the way back into your writing process. Is what really got you into writing. We ain't gonna do that tonight though, but I really want to go back and sit down with you and peel you back as to how do you become an actor to writing to directing it. Of course, we know how the producing comes. Somebody got to have the money.
Yeah. Yes.
So we ain't gonna talk about that gold, all those gold buckets your dad and mom left in the backyard in Connecticut for you. We ain't gonna talk about that. Speaking of Thanksgiving coming up next week, will you be doing the cooking?
Yeah, well, between me and my mom, I'm in charge of the turkey every year because I make the best turkey, the best potato salad. My mom and the best greens. My mom is she's better at the macaroni and cheese and stuff. So we kind of, but we try to change it up a little bit. I told her I want to throw lasagna in there and this and that, But yeah, I do a lot of the cooking.
The first time I went to a Thanksgiving festival with a friend's house and they had lasagna, I'm like, that's not Thanksgiving. But I had to remember they were from New York.
Uh-huh.
And, that's some of the things they do up north. It's a mix. It ain't just greens and cabbage and sweet potatoes and macaroni and cheese and potato salad, pinto bean. It ain't just that. It's, dude.
Thanksgiving, that's the day when you pull out everything. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you got to throw in a little bit of that. That's what Thanksgiving is all about. So I was like, I want to throw some new dishes in there, some things that we've never had on Thanksgiving. So looking forward to that. Grub.
Exactly. Well, hey, if there's some leftovers or you need somebody to come and scratch the plates, me and my wife, she's from Omaha, Nebraska, and of course it's just me and her, and we really don't have a reason to go all out, so our portion is going to be small. So you got my numbers, you got my contact, and if it looked like, hey, we need somebody to come and grab these 2 dishes, we're available. I said it first, ladies and gentlemen, so don't y'all don't be trying to chime in. I said it first. We're available.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Awesome. Ylonda, I have something that's something special and dear to you in reference to Thanksgiving. And I think it'll be sweet to go ahead and go out on something that you did several years ago in reference to Thanksgiving to the audience that cherish you so much. Check this out right here.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Good.
Ready?
Yeah.
From the cast and crew of Big Boys Do Cry, we want to wish you a Happy Thanksgiving!
Okay, fantastic.
That is awesome, man. That is awesome.
Took us like probably 10 times to do that. We was probably tired.
Hey, sometimes it's like that.
Yeah.
Cut. Ylonda, anytime you're doing anything exciting, non-exciting, just want to come to Urban Voice Media and sit at the round table session, you're more than welcome. The door is always open. Even though the door is open, the door is always open. Hey, just let us know you coming by.
All right, I appreciate it.
You ain't got to let us know you coming by. Just come on by.
Yeah, I had
that's kind of vibe you give us. Just come on by. You ain't got to, some people got to knock and ring and, hey, just come on by.
Call before they come.
And if we in an interview, don't worry about it. Hey, Ylonda good. You might even come in on the interview we on. just come on by.
I had so much fun. I appreciate you having me on. This was fun.
Sounds great. Ylonda, until the next time. I'll be seeing you at one of the auditions. All right.
All right. I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, before we go ahead and plug all the places they can find you.
Social media, Facebook, Shonda Productions. We have a Facebook page, Instagram. I have a my Ylonda page and Shonda page and Twitter, YouTube, and all that stuff. So yeah, pretty much everywhere.
Y'all heard it. Ylonda, We'll see you. You take care of that beautiful smile and them babies, all right?
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Enjoy your holiday.
All right, you do the same. Guys, you heard it. Check her out. She has some phenomenal things that she's doing. Please, ladies and gentlemen, check Ylonda Powell out. Go to her webpage. Give her a phone call. It's on the screen. Jot it down. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that you know somebody who wants their chance to make it. They ain't got to go to New York now. They don't have to go to ATL now. No matter where you are in North Carolina, you within a 2 to 3, 4-hour driving distance now, even though Atlanta is 3.5 hours, but still you're closer. Carry your butt to Charlotte. Sit down with Miss Powell. Learn where you're best in your craft. She can help you cultivate that craft and get you to the next level. Why I'm saying that? Y'all watch what happened with LB next year, 2022 or 2023. Y'all watch. Y'all watch. I said it here in 2021. Next year or the following, y'all gonna see me in one of her productions. Until next time, y'all be good. We out.
You are now tuned into Urban Voice Media.